2 Echo 0 Echo Oscar Lima with another beer review. This is the 10th anniversary Ola Dubh Oscar Lima Alpha Space Delta Uniform Bravo Hotel. It's oak-aged black ale from the Harviestoun brewery, Halfoots Village, Alva, Scotland. Postcode Foxtrot Kilo 12 5 Delta Quebec. It's 8%, and it's the 10th, unique 10th anniversary edition. Is aged for a full 2 years, 3 times longer than normal, in casks formerly used to mature Highland Park legendary 12-year-old single malt Scotch whisky, allowing even more whisky flavours to imbue the ale. Let's toast a decade of barrel-aged brewing. Bottling date is October 2017, and this is 11.2 fluid ounces for our American audience. Unfortunately, in this country, as we know, we've been taken over by metric, which is terrible, absolutely awful. So, okay, that's a close-up of the bottle, so you can hopefully read it. I'm not sure if you can or not, but obviously can answer any questions. Okay, I'm going to open this crudely with some pliers. It's the way you have to do things sometimes. It's always possible to open beer with pliers. And it's the basic way it will work. There you go. Depends what's to hand. I'm sure I have some correct opening appliances somewhere. But right, so 2 years, I think it said, barrel aged in some Highland Park whisky. Highland Park whisky is quite sweet. It's not what I generally drink. I generally drink the peated Isla whiskies, really, not the Highland Park. Yeah, 2 years confirmed. Okay, let's have a sniff. I don't know how to describe this. It's awesome. Freaking awesome smell. Dank, juicy, fruity. I'm not picking up the Highland Park particularly. Close smell slightly has that memory effect of the Highland Park for me, I guess, or another whisky. That when you go to smell a whisky and you get the nose of it, you get you're immersed in it. It's just so much smell, more than anything else you can imagine, more than any beer, and you are getting it. But I can only describe it as dankness, darkness. I don't know. Let's have a taste. It's incredibly rich. I'm not sure if I like it. I've got to say, it's a little bit more watery than I'd expect. This doesn't have that full bam, this is a huge stout or something. It has that sort of forced vibe to it. feel like it's forced. It's a nice beer, but it's separate. It has the separation of the beer and the whiskey dankness in a totally separate area in my mind. It doesn't marry together as it should. Another taste. No, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work. We've got two separate things going on here. This might sound a bit strange, but it just doesn't work for me. So in my mind, we've got the whiskey on the one hand and the beer on the other. I can't separately place them, but they don't work together either. I just spill some on the ground because I'm just trying to swish it about, trying to get something more out of it. I will certainly drink this. It's good, but it doesn't quite work for me. It's not quite right. These flavours don't marry together in my view. The sweetness of the Highland Park, the beer. What is the beer? Can I learn anything more about beer? I don't think so. I think I've read everything that is to be read. Ale matured in whisky casks. There's surprisingly little about the actual ale that they've aged in the whisky casks on the bottle. So it's an oak-aged black ale. Okay. So we don't learn a lot about the black ale from the bottle. I wonder how good this black ale was in the first place. Just doesn't have the richness I'd expect. Sometimes you have a barrel-aged beer and it just marries together so well, and it's so rich, everything about it is perfect, and you think, wow. And to me, this tastes slightly watery. It has rich tones to it, but they're sparse. Like the new Toblerone, shall we say, which I don't buy anymore, obviously, since they had a pop at Brexit, didn't they? And they started saying, well, we're going to have to redesign them. Do you know what I mean? If you look at the new Toblerone, in certain models, the spikes are far apart. They're not one solid blend. There are good aspects to this beer, but they don't marry together. They are, this bit's good, this bit's good, this bit's good, but they don't work as one beer. No, I've got to say I wouldn't buy this again. I wouldn't buy this again. Something about it just doesn't quite work, and I'd be interested to see what people's comments are in the comments section about this beer. It's not terrible, that's for sure. It's quite reasonable, but it just doesn't marry together as a barrel-aged beer. So that's my opinion from 2E0EOL, and I could be wrong. I appreciate your feedback. We'll see what you all think of this beer. It could just be my palate tonight. I could have it another time, maybe I'd like it, but to me it just doesn't work, so it's not terrible, that's for sure. Is it worth the money? Well, how much did it cost me? I don't think I've got the price on here, but we're probably talking the ballpark to £4 or £5. Is it worth the money? Maybe not. Maybe not. There are probably better beers on the market, unfortunately. I wonder if this has been cobbled together at the last moment as a 10th anniversary thing. I don't know, because obviously they would have, maybe they planned it ahead of time and barrel aged it. I don't know. But in my opinion, it doesn't work. Let's see. I could be completely wrong, being ignoramus. I appreciate your feedback on this, because it doesn't work for me. It's not terrible, it's a little bit watery. From 2 Echo Zero, Echo Oscar Lima. 7-3, catch you in the next beer review.